بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن والاهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يا أيها الناس إن ربكم واحد وإن أباكم واحد ألا لا فضل لعربي على أعجمي ولا لعجمي على عربي ولا لأحمر على أسود ولا لأسود على أحمر إلا بالتقوى أبلغت؟ قالوا بلغت يا رسول الله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا مولانا محمد وبارك وسلم. Respected elders and brothers, honorable mothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created mankind, and it is from His signs that He says, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ خَلْقُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَاخْتِلَافُ أَلْسِنَتِكُمْ وَأَلْوَانِكُمْ إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِلْعَالَمِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that from the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the creation of the heavens and the earth, and from the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala اختلاف ألسنتكم وألوانكم is that all of you have different tongues, all of you have different languages, and all of you have different colors, all of you have different faces. All of us have different DNA. Nobody has the same DNA except twins. Everybody in the world has a different feature. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, the fact that I've made all of you different, but you live on one zameen, is a miracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because you'll see, if you go to the jungle and you go to the wildlife, some animals can't live with each other because one is always eating the other. So if you have too many lions and too little zebras, what happens is the lions eat all the zebras, or the lions eat all the deers. But yet Allah says, I made you all with different characteristics, with different features, and you are all living on one earth together. It's a sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that there is one Adam, one Hawa alayhi salam, one Adam, one Eve. And from these two people, we have so many different nationalities. The Indians will look different, and the Chinese will look different, and the Australians will look different, and the Americans will look different. But they all came from one father. And Allah explains, Allah समझाते हैं कुरान में कि मैंने आपको अलग अलग क्यों बनाया. या अय्युहन्नास इन्ना खलकनाकुम मिन ज़करिन व उन्सा, मैंने आपको मर्द औरत बनाया. وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا, मैंने आपको अलग अलग गिरोहों में किया. Meaning, I have put you in separate groups. I have made you man and woman, put you in separate groups. وَقَبَائِل, I have put you in separate tribes, separate qabila. لِتَعَارَفُ, और इसका मकसद क्या है? Why did Allah make us different? Why did Allah make one family of Smiths and one family of Robinsons? Why did Allah make one family of Patels and one family of Husseins? What's the reason for Allah to make us all into different families? Allah says, لِتَعَارَفُوا, तो आप एक दूसरे को पहचान सको, so you can recognize each other. Because think for a second. If you have twins, if you have two twins, and you have somebody who sees them सिर्फ 2-3 times, 2-3 मरतबा आप किसी twins को देखते हो, तो आपको पता नहीं होता कि ये कौन सा है. Which twin is this? I have cousins myself, so I know we get confused. Which twin is this? So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made us all the same, अगर Allah सबको बराबर बनाते, एक ही तरह बनाते, सब औरतों एक ही तरह, और सारे मर्दों एक ही तरह, how will we recognize each other? ये बात कि अल्लाह ने हमें अलग बनाया, so we can recognize each other, तो आप हम एक दूसरे को पहचान सके. यही अल्लाह सुब्हानहु व तआला इसको बताकर खुद की तारीफ करते हैं. फिर अल्लाह कहते हैं कि देखना मत कि उसके चेहरे का रंग क्या है, बाल का रंग क्या है, दाढ़ी का रंग क्या है, दाढ़ी है या नहीं, बाल है या नहीं. ये देखना मत, क्या देखना है? दिल को देखना है. Inna akramakum inda Allahi atqakum. The most honored and the most respected in the eyes of Allah. सबसे ज्यादा इज्जत वाले अल्लाह के आंख में कौन, अल्लाह की आंख में कौन होते हैं? जो ज्यादा तकवा वाले होते हैं. If you have taqwa, Allah will love you whether you're black or whether you're white, whether you're Indian or whether you're Chinese. Allah says in a hadith, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says, لا ينظر الله إلى صوركم ولكن ينظر إلى قلوبكم. कि Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala अपने चेहरों को नहीं देखते, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala आपके दिलों को देखते हैं. तो जो हमने तकसीम बनाई हमारे अंदर, खुद के अंदर हमने ये तकसीम बनाई कि ये पाकिस्तानी, ये गुजराती, ये बांग्लादेशी, ये इंडियन, ये श्रीलंकन, ये बर्मीज, we've made all these differences. Allah says, I've made you different, but all of you together. Islam is the religion for everybody. Islam isn't a religion कि ये सिर्फ इंडियन और पाकिस्तानी और बंगाली के लिए है, ये अमेरिकन के लिए नहीं है. Islam is for everybody, which is why, you know, really we don't need enemies to come and separate us. We've done it ourselves. कि मैं समझता हूँ ये मेरी इंडियन मस्जिद है, सिर्फ इंडियन आ सकते हैं. या हम देखते हैं कि alhamdulillah our masjid isn't like this. हमारी मस्जिद में, look here now, we have Indian, Bangladeshi, we have Turkish, we have Gujarati, different people in one masjid. Some masjids you go to, कहते हैं बंगाली मस्जिद सिर्फ बंगाली आ सकते हैं, गुजराती मस्जिद सिर्फ गुजराती, Egyptian masjid only Egyptians, Ethiopian masjid only Africans, nobody else, Somalian masjids only Somalians. And when you go there, they look at you and they think, ये कौन आ गया हमारी मस्जिद में? Allah made deen for everybody. Let me tell you about Bilal radiallahu anhu. What color was Bilal radiallahu anhu? Bilal was black. Today, look at how black people are treated. Today, look how black people are treated. Where we look at a black person, we look at him and we think, Garbar. There must be something wrong with him because he's black. We make a judgment just by looking at his face. We don't think, let me find out what he's like. Let me look into his heart. Bilal radiallahu ta'ala an was so mu'azzaz and so respected in the eyes of Allah and His Rasul. Listen to this. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam hadith में कहते हैं, he approaches Bilal. Bilal के पास आते हैं, Bilal को पूछते हैं, Bilal, inni sami'tu dafana alayk amami fil jannah. कि Bilal, मैंने तेरे जूते की आवाज सुनी है, तेरी आहट मैंने जन्नत में मेरे सामने देखी है. That Bilal, I was taken through Jannat and I saw you with me in Jannat. Yani, he's still living and Allah gave him glad tidings, congratulated him from before, कि जन्नत में जाएगा. तो फिर नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम पूछते हैं इस काले सहाबी को, he's a black sahabi, proud and black. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam asks him, okay, what amal? What did you do? Why are you in Jannat already? क्यों आ गया जन्नत में? किस अमल की बुनियाद पे? तो बिलाल रज़ियल्लाहु ताला अन्हु समझाते हैं कि नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम जब कभी मैं वुजू करता हूँ तो वुजू के बाद 2 रकात नफिल पढ़ता हूँ. After every time I make wudu, I pray 2 rakat nafil. Because of this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given me this place in Jannat already. He was a black sahabi. Ajib. When he was being tortured by Umayyah bin Khalaf, Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala an comes and frees him and says, I'll give you so much money for him. And he frees Bilal radiallahu ta'ala an. And Umar radiallahu ta'ala an remembers. Umar radiallahu ta'ala an remembers that Abu Bakr freed Bilal. So Abu Bakr pata hai kya kehte the? Umar radiallahu ta'ala used to say, Abu Bakrin sayyiduna wa a'taka sayyidana. कि अबू बकर भी हमारे सरदार है और इन्होंने हमारे सरदार को आजाद किया. यानी किसको आजाद किया? बिलाल रदियल्लाहु अन्हु. Umar radiallahu ta'ala is calling Bilal a black man. He's calling him our sayyid and our leader. Ajib. Ajib. Allah made us different colors, not so we can pick on each other and we can make divisions amongst ourselves. Allah made us of different colors just so we can recognize ourselves. Because if all of us look the same, we'd have a big problem. But we've made our looks and our colors and our features divide us. We don't need enemies to divide us. We've done it ourselves. When Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam entered upon Makkah, amazing hadith. Wallahi amazing. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam enters upon Makkah. And he enters peacefully with his head down because of his tawadu and his humbleness and his humility. तवाज़ु का तकाज़ा ये था कि नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम अपने सर को जब कोई सरदार किसी शहर को फतह करता है तो अपना सीना खोलकर he puts his chest out and he raises his head to show, look, I am the Sardar. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam goes into Makkah, his head is lowered and it's so close, it's like it's touching the mule he's sitting on. और उधर अबू बकर बैठे हैं, Umar बैठे हैं, Uthman, Ali, Abdurrahman bin Auf, Abu Ubaid bin Jarrah, the biggest Sahaba, radiyallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'in, are all there. फिर नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम कहते हैं कि किसी से अजान करवानी है. I have to make somebody do the adhan. Does he choose Abu Bakr, his father-in-law? No. His closest companion Abu Bakr? No. Umar is his father-in-law. And Umar, one of his closest friends, the second Khalif of Islam, about whom Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam ne kaha, कि Umar अगर कोई नबी होता मेरे बाद तो तू नबी होता. If there was a Nabi after me, you would have been the Nabi. लेकिन मेरे बाद नबी नहीं है. There's no Nabi after me. These people are there. Ali is his son-in-law. Uthman was given two of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's daughters. They're all there. लेकिन नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम किसको कहते हैं कि अजान दे? He calls Bilal and says, Bilal, Kaaba pe char ke azan de. A black slave of Makkah who was tortured in Makkah stands upon the Kaaba as a free man in the days of Islam and he gives adhan and all the people of Makkah, all his enemies are there to listen. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam gave izzat and respect to the black people. And the story of Bilal getting the adhan is ajib too. A Sahabi called Abdullah, who knows how adhan was given? Kisko pata hai ki adhan kaisi mili hame? Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam पूछते सहाबा को कि हमें नमाज के लिए सबको बुलाना है. We need to call people for namaz. तो हम किस अंदाज को इख्तियार करें? How shall we call people to namaz? How? तो किसी ने क्या कि आग जला दो या किसी बुलाने वाले को भेजो. Send somebody to call, go knock every house and namaz time, salat time. One Sahabi said, get a big bell and ring the bell once. तो सबको पता है कि नमाज का वक्त आ जाए. But Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam didn't really like these. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, we'll wait. I'll wait from Allah to say something. So a Sahabi called Abdullah ibn Zayd ibn Abdi Rabbihi. Abdullah ibn Zayd ibn Abdi Rabbihi. He sees a dream. And he sees a dream, ख्वाब देखते हैं कि जिब्रील उनके पास आते हैं और जिब्रील ने अजान के अल्फाज उनकी कान में सुना दी. So who sees the dream? Remember the name of the Sahabi, what's his name? Abdullah ibn Zayd. He sees the dream. He comes to see Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Now think for a second. If I see the dream and I go to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, I say, Jibreel, an angel came to me in my dream and the man taught me in my dream that this should be the way to call people towards Salah. We should introduce this thing called adhan. So he should have the right, है ना? उसको हक होना चाहिए कि मैंने ख्वाब देखा तो मुझे अजान देना चाहिए. I saw the dream, I should give the azan. लेकिन नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने कहा कि नहीं, बिलाल को बुलाओ. बिलाल को बुलाओ. बिलाल को बुलाया. तो फिर शुराह लिखते हैं हदीस में, हदीस की शरह में कि अगर उसने ख्वाब देखा, number one, Abdullah saw the dream, तो बिलाल को क्यों बुलाया अजान देने के लिए? Why did they call a different person to give the adhan? And ulama, Hazrat Shaykh Mullah Muhammad Zakaria rahmatullahi alayhi has written that Bilal used to say Allah's name on the floor while being tortured in Makkah. So Allah said, in the good times in Medina, you'd also say Allah's name. This was a black Sahabi. Look what we've made the black people. Look what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet, look at the status they gave them. Suhaib Rumi was a white man from Rome, from the Roman Empire, from the Byzantine Empire. He was a slave there for more than 20 years. And he comes back to Makkah. And he leaves for Medina. And the kuffar of Makkah, they leave after him, they chase him out. Unke piche daurte hai. Ki tu kaun aa gaya? Hame chhod ke jane wala. Come back. So Suhaib stops his horse and Suhaib said, I have this many arrows left. If you come any closer, I'll shoot all of you down. You know I'm the best from amongst you. And if my arrows finish, talwar to hai. I have my sword, you come to me. You will not stop me from going to Medina. I will go to Medina, I will give my life, but I will go to Medina. So the kuffar of Quraysh said, let's make a deal. He said, okay, let's make a deal. Suhaib said, I have farms, I have property, I have slaves and everything in Mecca. You take everything I have. I'll go to Medina with nothing in my hand. You take everything. I'll be the poorest man on the earth. You take everything. But let me go to Medina. They said, yes, yes, take everything. We will take everything. So Suhaib, Rumi radiallahu ta'ala an, Medina jate hai. Nothing by him. Nabi sallallahu कहते हैं, Nabi sallallahu ये हुआ, वो मेरे पीछे दौड़े थे. फिर मैंने उनको घर बेच दिया, मैंने सब कुछ दे दिया उनको हदिये में, to save my life. So Nabi sallallahu, you know what he said to him, Suhaib? Rabih al-bay'. Suhaib, what a bargain. Suhaib, what a bargain. What a good deal you made, that you sold everything for Islam. Today we're selling Islam for a little. Those days they sold everything just for Islam. And today, कोई हमें कुछ पैसे, गवर्नमेंट वाले हमारे पास आके पैसे देते हैं कि तू हमारे लिए वो जासूसी कर. Finished. These were white people, these were black people, these were non-Arabs. Nabi Sallallahu says in a hadith, in the final sermon, La fadla, inna rabbakum wahid. Oh people, remember, you have one Lord. You have one Father, one Lord Allah. You have one Father. Who's the one Father? Adam alayhi salam. You have one deen. You live in one land. You live on one earth. La fadla li arabiyyin ala a'jami wa la li ajamiyyin ala arabi. The Arabi person is not better than the Ajami, and the Ajami, the non-Arab, is not better than the Arab. You are all the same in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, illa bittaqwa, except at your heart. Allah will judge you on your heart and not on the color of your face. These Sahaba, some, not the non-Arabs from Persia, Salman, what's Salman's name? Salman? Farsi, from Faris, from Persia, from Iran. Salman, radiyallahu an. Suhaib from Rome, radiyallahu an. Bilal from Habasha, radiyallahu ta'ala an. They were different nationalities, and these are the people Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Quran mein irshad farmate hai. Surah Kahf, وَلَا تَطْرُدِ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُمْ بِالْغَدَاةِ وَالْعَشِيِّ يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَهُ. Ke Nabi, you have these poor people sat by you who are from different nationalities. لَا تَطْرُدِ الَّذِينَ, do not push them away. Do not push them away. Kaun hai? الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُمْ بِالْغَدَاةِ وَالْعَشِيِّ. Who remember and make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the morning and in the evening. يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَهُ. And they only want the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Islam came to eradicate racism. Islam came to take away nationalism. Ke main Indian hu, main Pakistani hu, main Bangladeshi hu. Islam came to take away the boundaries we've made. A black woman was used to clean the masjid of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And she passes away. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam asked the Sahabi the next day, okay, where's this woman gone? And the Sahaba say, oh Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, she passed away, we buried her, we did the janazah ourselves. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, what? She used to clean my masjid. You should have called me to do the janazah. Sahaba said, Raat ho gayi thi. That it was the night time, so we thought, let's not call you. He said, even though she was a black woman, but she used to give khidmah to the masjid, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam went to her grave and make dua for her. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam came to unite us. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us to look further than white and further than black or further than Chinese and Indian and American and British. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, look into your hearts, because Allah won't look at your faces, Allah will look into your hearts. You might be the ugliest man alive, but if Allah loves your heart, you've won it. You might be the most beautiful man alive, but if Allah hates your heart, then you've lost it. Ajib. The first migration, pehli hijrat jo hui thi, kahan hui thi? Where did it happen? Abyssinia, to Africa. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam sends the Sahaba first to Africa. He says, go to Africa. Abdurrahman bin Auf and Abdullah bin Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu wa ghayrihima. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says, go to Africa. I have a friend, the king there will look after you. Black king of Habasha will look after you. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam trusted the black people with the lives of the Sahaba, and today we've become so racist that we look at different colors and we make a judgment automatically. There must be something fishy about him. Allah save us, Allah protect us. Wallahi, these people, these are rights of the people. Allah will forgive us if we do kotahi and if we are deficient in the rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But wallahi, Allah won't forgive us if we are deficient in the rights of the people. Until that person forgives us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not forgive us. Allah will say the harm was done to him, let him forgive you first. So we take a message back today. Let's look beyond colors. And I'll finish with one message. You know, today the biggest masjids in the world, they're being erected to commemorate and to remember the life of Hazrat Bilal radiallahu anhu. They call him Masjid Bilal. And I heard this in a talk by Mullah Zahir Mahmood. And he said, we call these masjids Masjid Bilal because he was a black Sahabi who did so much for Islam. But Pakistanis, Gujaratis or Bengalis will run it. And if a black man came to be a committee member, they'll say no. They call the masjid after a black man. But when he wants to come as a Musalli or a committee member, they'll say, no, you're black, we can't accept you in the committee. Think about the hypocrisy for a second. You call the masjid after a black man, then when a black man comes to the masjid, you look at him funny and you think, what's he doing in my masjid? Like it's your dad's masjid or something. What's he doing in my masjid? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to take away all these differences and these divisions amongst the ummah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala safeguard our iman and unite the ummah. Wallahi, we have too many people hating the Muslims already. We don't need to hate each other. We don't need to create divisions amongst ourselves. People are doing it for us already. May Allah unite our hearts. May Allah safeguard us from breaking the rights of others. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from those who fulfill the rights of others. Accept our sitting here, forgive all our shortcomings. Ameen wa akhiru da'wana. And alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.